out all the stops. It's the Criss Cross Crash set from Hot Wheels. Powerful superchargers blast your Hot Wheels around curves, down straightaways, and through treacherous crossroads. Criss Cross Crash. Now crank up the speed. How many cars can you cross? Criss Cross Crash. The Criss Cross Crash set. You put it together, batteries not included, from Hot Wheels.
Alright, hey guys, and welcome back, as this time I'm taking a look at a toy from Hot Wheels that's a real smash with Criss Cross Crash. Criss Cross Crash was originally made by Hot Wheels as an idea to bring attention back to their main diecast line, as through the mid to late 1970s, many of their car lines sold poorly, with strong competition from Matchbox and other brands, and many of their car designs were considered boring. So in 1978, Hot Wheels came out with a new idea to introduce with their regular cars, Criss Cross Crash. What better way to have fun with your new Hot Wheels cars than by destroying them? The original set, released in 1978, was much smaller and was operated by a hand-turned steering wheel and came with 2 cars. More recent sets, released since 1985, were powered by 2D batteries and came with 3 cars that would race through a high-speed intersection, adding more and more cars until finally, Crash! The set was a huge success, and Criss Cross Crash sets have been selling ever since and are still popular today.
Alright guys, so here is my 1992 Hot Wheels Criss Cross Crash set here. Now unfortunately I don't have any of the original cars that would have came with the set, but I've got a bunch of different various Hot Wheels cars that we're going to put through their paces today. So everything from some late 60s and 70s red lines to some Speed Demons and some later 80s makes and models of all different types, and we'll see which ones perform the best. So there's really not much to it. I mean, it's a pretty easy and self-explanatory set. You just set up this track. You have your big Criss Cross Crash intersection here. The most important thing with this, aside from the stands that support the actual tracks, are having really good alkaline batteries, or it won't be able to power the cars through the intersection as well. Now let's see, we'll take a quick look at some of the parts here. So this is all of the different posts and stands, and I've been wanting to do a review on this for quite a while, but there's so many different pieces that can go missing with this. You have 8 of these different stands, and this is one I actually had to kind of make as a replacement because I have all the stands but didn't have all the different pieces to actually connect and make a full stand, that if you don't have that, they won't be able to get around the curves effectively. So that's that. You also have these different little connectors, and they go in between the different pieces of track and lock them together so they're not flying apart as these cars are going around at really high speeds. And we'll take a look at some of the track pieces. And these are your basic track pieces. You can see on some of them they have the clips already attached, and I was missing 1 or 2 of these track pieces and was lucky enough to be able to find some replacement parts for it without having to resort to eBay, because these things are unbelievably expensive to just find like 1 or 2 pieces of track. I couldn't believe how much that costed. But anyway, I've got a full set here, and you can see they have a high railing, so when they go around they don't go flying off. And they also have a little circular spot in the spacers for the stands to lock into place. So that's that. And now let's take a look at the actual unit itself. Let's get the rest of these track pieces out here. Here's some of the other ones that have the original stickers on them, which look pretty neat, I think. They're pretty cool. And so this is how everything works. This is your main Criss Cross Crash intersection here. And you have these foam wheels that spin around. And there's a motor underneath. And this didn't work when I picked it up. I had to take it completely apart and get it working again. You have your battery compartment here. That was all totally destroyed. And you have your speeds from where you can set it to low, to high, which I think makes quite a bit of noise when you got it powered up. But yeah, really cool. Got some really nice stickers and stuff. And definitely weighs quite a bit. And this thing's big. You need a lot of space to set this up. Let's take a look at the rest of the box. And not a huge amount of stuff going on. Some really cool artwork on the front. Crash zone with 4 terrifying intersections and awesome speed boosters. Variable speed control. You set the speed. Includes 3 Hot Wheels cars. Over 16 feet of non-stop thrills. And pretty much the same on the back here. And the important thing for the good batteries, really, when they're going through that intersection, if you don't have good batteries, the other cars will slow down and the motor won't be able to handle it very well. But anyway, let's go ahead. We'll set this up and we'll see it in action. All right, so now I've got everything all set up here, and as you can see, this thing is enormous. It takes up a huge amount of floor space. You can see I have the 8 stands on each corner, and they are very important, or else the cars won't have the momentum to go back around the other side. So I've got about maybe 5 or 6 cars we're going to put through this. I will say, I don't know if maybe, even though these are good alkaline batteries, this motor is pretty powerful. I don't know if they're starting to die or not, but you'll see the crashing doesn't happen as much as you'd expect, and I think it's probably a combination of maybe I don't have the right cars that came with this set, because it seems like heavier weighted ones will go faster, but they also slow down the motor. So I have a feeling there was a very specifically weighted, series of Hot Wheels cars that went through this to not put too much of a tax on the motor and make sure that it, keeps running as fast as it can. Because if you have 2 or 3 more, like down in here, in between the wheels at the same time, they're all using the motor and the battery power at once, which is really going to slow everything down. But anyway, let's put some through the Criss Cross Crash set, and then we'll do a little zoomed in look after this, and you can really see it in action. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and we'll turn this on. We'll do it on low first. Now you're probably not going to be able to hear me, but at the lowest speed, it really don't go through pretty much at all. They just kind of stop, so I don't even understand the low speed. It pretty much does. Even the lightest cars, they really have a hard time getting through the turns. So anyway, we'll turn that up to high. And see how maybe, that does happen sometimes, where they just totally fly off for no reason. Woo! That went backwards. Well, we're going to how that happened. There we go, got a big crack up going there. Alright, so that's an overhead view. Let's zoom in and we'll see them a little bit closer in action this time. Alright, so now I've got it zoomed in and turned around the other sides. That way you can, everybody will be able to see them coming towards the camera, and hopefully none of them will fly off and actually hit my camera. So I don't know how much anybody was able to hear last time when I was running it, but I was saying that it can be kind of hard to load the cars when they're all going. And sometimes they just seem to stop randomly, but I did have 4 going at one time there, which is surprising. So I think maybe it just may need, I mean, the batteries still seem good, but they might be starting to go a little bit. But yeah, it doesn't really crash as often as you'd think. Sometimes the cars just randomly fly off the tracks, but overall it's still pretty fun. So let's go ahead and we'll get it turned on and you can see them up close. Alright, so there we go. I think that's a pretty good demonstration of everything in action. And like I said, it's a pretty cool set. I definitely think that it has some kinks that need to be worked out, and if you don't have the right stands, or, you know, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong with this set and a lot of pieces that can go missing, and I definitely think that the cars are set specific. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed taking a look at this Hot Wheels Criss Cross Crash set from Mattel in 1992, and I will see you guys back here next time. Until then.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time.